Devin Neal from Kansas. Guy who's, been productive all throughout his college career. I mean, he's been so productive that a lot of people are saying that the amount of touches he's had, it's kind of worrisome. I think he's had 750 touches in his college career so far. So yeah, he's been utilized big time. But yeah, the Chief fans who are big Kansas Jayhawks fans love this guy. And whenever you talk a running back conversation with anybody, they bring up Devin Neal and they say he is the guy. So some positives about Devin Neal. Well-balanced runners capable of sliding out of contact. Passing game profile is boosted by efficient outlet targets and stiffness in his pads and pass protection. That's the one thing about his pass. I looked at everyone's pass protection. His pass protection is probably one of the best things about him. He's a really good pass protector. Also, decent when it comes to as far as pass catching. Had a lot of screens, but a lot of little check downs. Not really utilized best as a primary receiver, but not bad in the passing game. But yeah, pass protection needs some work. But yeah, they say that as far as his technique, and that's something we're going to talk about through all these guys. Technique needs to be fine-tuned, but he's a big, stout guy, so pass protection is going to be all right with him. It's not going to be that big of an issue with him. Just more getting consistency. One thing I will say about him is what kind of scares me. Let's look at his size, 5'10", 220. I mean, the numbers are right there. Or about 5'11", 220. 4.58 40-yard dash. And it's like, I know it depends what we want, but we're talking about a bunch of guys who are on one-year deals. Is he going to be the guy to be the every down guy? Yeah, he can take a lot of touches. I mean, he's already had 750 career touches already, or carries already in his career. But it's like 4.58 40. I mean, in 2 years, this guy's, for me, in 2 years, he's going to look like what Kareem Hunt looks like right now. And it's like, a slow-ish kind of guy, not a guy's going to give us juice, which I feel we are missing that component. I love him as the 1B to another running back's 1A if we were to get him. But as far as like him being the guy, I just don't think he could be the guy. I love what I've seen on tape from him. If we don't draft a running back and we wait till round 5 or 6 and he's there, I'm 100% going to be happy about it. But as far as like me to say like, oh, Devin Neal is going to be the guy for us for the future, that's right. I don't know. I can't really say because there's a lot of Chief fans. I know one of our guys, Lance the Spoken. I know he's all in on Devin Neal. I don't know how much of his bias of being a Kansas fan.
31.
Yeah, he would take him at 31 probably. Love you, Lance. Just kidding, buddy. But I actually don't mind. I don't mind Devin Neal. I just don't think if we draft him, I don't think we could say, oh, we're set at running back for the next few years. I wouldn't say that at all. So taking a flyer on him later on the draft, not bad. But as far as like drafting him with the intent of him being the guy, I have a hard time believing that. One of the player comps I've seen of him, pretty good actually, is a Zach Charbonnet. That's kind of the big one I've seen, and that's not bad. Charbonnet was supposed to be like a good solid 1B over there in Seattle, and he has been that pretty much, but he's also had some injury problems. That's Charbonnet's issue. Neal's been an Iron Man. This guy doesn't miss any games. This guy gets a million touches, and he doesn't miss games. So that's one thing you got to love about him. But, yeah, I may not be high on him, as high on him as a lot of other Chief fans are, just because of the whole Kansas thing. But I do think he's a solid back, but he's not the guy I say we're going to like write off running backs if we do draft him. I think he's more of like, oh, let's see what we have this year. And if he's not the guy, then next year they'll draft a running back in the top 3 rounds. I just don't think – I mean, this is the draft to draft the guy. I don't think Devin Neal is the guy. So that's my take on Devin Neal. What do you think about Devin Neal, Teja?
So I believe he played 2 years of baseball at Kansas. He actually got recruited to Kansas. Part of the reason why he chose him was because they were going to let him play both baseball and football. One thing I kept hearing about him was he's just everything you want in an NFL player. He does lack some pass pro against bigger blitzers. He does lack the long speed. But just a true workhorse, 1,000 yards in 3 straight seasons. He's Kansas's all-time leading rusher, TDs, 100-yard rushing games. Missed tackle and yards after contact are both really high. Yards per route run was good. Missed tackle per reception, 90th percentile. He's just a really efficient, like one cut back, very patient in open space. I read Rashad Whitish. Slightly smaller, like David Montgomery, some people say. Just a workhorse back, 760 carries in 4 years, dude, and he put the team on his back. Just everything you want in an NFL player, and just hard to bet on. Hard to bet against is what I kept reading. It's hard to bet against. Just a guy you root for.
Yeah,
those guys get drafted, man.
Yeah, and you've seen all types of Chief fans come out to bat for him when you put up names like Judkins and they bring up Devin Neal. It's like, no, we need Devin Neal. It's okay, all right. But I just don't think he's the long-term answer. I think we do draft him. He's a round 4, round 5 guy, and they see what they have with him. And who knows? He could be like a Pacheco story. We're like, oh, it's a 7th round running back, throwaway, might not make the team. Neal, we draft him in the 4th round, 5th round. He becomes a guy. It's like, okay, all right. And then he looks good, then why not? I just think a 4.6 40 is just kind of scary to me.
Yeah, I mean, but that didn't stop you from, having a love affair with Kareem Hunt after 8 years. That's what he ran coming out of college.
That's true. So you're big on Devin Neal then, huh?
If he's the kind of guy you want to wait on, sure. Yeah. Neal's a good guy if you want to wait on and still get a good runner out of it. Yes.
That's fair.
He's kind of like a do-it-all type guy.
Yeah, no, he is. Oh,
he's
not the okay. I know we said there's problems in the pass protection, but he's got to talk about the size and the frame for it. He's solid when it comes to it. It's not like where it's like, oh, some experts are saying, oh, red flag pass protection. No, he's a tinker with some stuff. He's got the size for it, so he's got the potential in it. He had with 24 catches last year, 25 the year before, 21. Solid pass catcher. He's not, he's not Darren Sproles by any means, but solid pass catcher out of the backfield. And of course, the guy's been the guy for the last few years. We're talking about 750 carries over a college career. That you can say is a lot of tread on a tire. That's about almost 1,000 carries already going into his NFL career. That's where it's like, And then also too, he's done a lot for his community too, and you gotta respect a guy like that. I definitely want a guy like that on my team who's doing a lot for his community. So,
well, they're good team guys too. So guys like that are going to get better at pass pro. I'm not worried about that with him. He'll take care of that. The long speed is the biggest question.
Which you're probably not going to get that from him, and you're not going to develop that.
You're not. You're not. You could be a really good runner. You're not going to age gracefully, but you'll be a good runner your entire career. Like Hunt. Hunt's still rostered at 29, going on 30. If you're looking for a younger Hunt, he's a younger Hunt.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and it's also too the flip side. It's like we talked with the last thing, like you need to find your Gibbs. Where it's like, okay, with him, you have your kind of the bell cow. You need to find, the Montgomery with him. You need to find the Gibbs aspect with him. So that's the thing there. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.